Hello, everyone. Welcome to episode 121 of the StreamYard Live Town Hall. My name's Geige, and I'm here with Dan, of course. Dan, how are you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm doing well. It's been a good week. For anyone new here, Dan and I are the founders of StreamYard. We do these town halls every single Sunday at 6 p.m. Pacific. We do them for a few reasons. One is to stay in tune with you guys, go through the same flow you guys do when you do your own shows. Two is to answer any of your questions. So if there's any topics you'd like us to touch on tonight, feel free to leave them in the comments. We'll do our best to get to them. And then three, I always make sure we mention our three pillars, which are ease of use, stability, and professional streams. So if you're about those three things, StreamYard is the tool for you. See lots of people hanging out in the chat tonight. It's nice to see all of you here. See someone from Rio de Janeiro. Very cool. Nicholas from Palm Springs.
Cool.
Before I forget, let's mention the recurring shows we have. So we got StreamYard Spotlights with Dana and Kelsey Thursdays at 8 p.m. Eastern. It's a show about you guys and how you're having success with StreamYard. So if you'd like to be featured on that, reach out to Dana. We've got live stream reviews Saturdays at noon Eastern with Christian. Nick and Dee also do them the first Saturday of every month, so check those out too. We got Coffee with the Ducks Fridays at 11:30 a.m. Eastern. So if it's a show with StreamYard employees, so if you'd like to get to know more of the team, be sure to check that out. We've got Live Stream Impact Mondays at 2 p.m. Eastern with Julie, so stay tuned for that. One thing I wanted to mention tonight, it's sort of late news, we never really chatted about it, but we should have brought it up, is Streamable. So Streamable is now part of the Hopin suite of products. We're actually just curious to know how many of you use Streamable. I know it's come up in the past as if you guys have no idea what it is, it's a solution for video hosting, for storing videos and playing them. So just curious how many of you are using it.
Cool.
Other thing we were curious about too, made the announcement last week, but we released the giveaway tool. So if you go to StreamYard.com/giveaway, you can access it for your own live streams. If you've been to one of these in the past, you would have seen that we often do them at the end of live streams. I've actually got a video walking through it, but first let me check if any of you have checked out Streamable. David says, any chance of my weekly request to be able to upload pictures to share like in a guest spot? Stay tuned, David. That's definitely a popular request, and we are working on something similar, so be on the lookout for that. John says, hey there, friends and foes, hopefully mostly just friends. We stream back at the cereal box on StreamYard. Awesome, John.
Cool. I'm super curious what that show's about.
Yeah, it sounds cool. I do enjoy reading the back of, it's a catchy title. I like the name. Matt saying hello from the Philippines. Nice to see you here. Ricardo saying Instagram win. As soon as if Instagram ever releases a public API, we'll certainly integrate with it. We have it we chat about it a bit more in detail in our docs. It's possible to send things to Instagram, but it's against their policy. We want to make sure we're compliant with that and not get anyone in trouble. But if that ever opens up, we will definitely integrate with it.
Yep. Yeah. So basically right now, the only way to stream to it is from the Instagram app or by breaking their policy.
Yes. Meeg says the giveaway tool is integrated on StreamYard. Somewhat. So it's on a separate page. So it's on StreamYard.com/giveaway. And it does integrate with your StreamYard account in that it sees your upcoming broadcasts. But you have to screen share the tool to see the giveaway. I actually I'll play that video now. That's a good segue into that. I've got a video walking through it, which explains how it works. So here we go. Hi, my name's Geige, and I'm one of the founders of StreamYard. I'm excited to announce that we just released a free giveaway tool for you to use during your live streams. Let's walk through how it works. To access the giveaway tool, simply go to StreamYard.com/giveaway. Here you'll see the option to choose one of your upcoming or live broadcasts. I've gone ahead and made an example broadcast called My Awesome Broadcast, so I'll go ahead and choose that. Next, you'll see the match text option. This is the keyword that you'll ask your audience to type in while you're live in order for them to be eligible to win whatever you're giving away. It could be a book, a course, or whatever it is that you want to give away to your audience. Hashtag the yard is just the example, and I'll leave it as that. But again, this could be any word you like. After you've chosen that, click Start Collecting Comments. And this will start listening for comments on all the platforms that StreamYard integrates with and that you're going live to. You'll want to give it some time so that your audience can actually type in that keyword before you run the draw. You'll also want to screen share this page so that your audience can see the animation when you actually click that draw button. Also, don't worry, we automatically remove duplicates. So if someone on a platform is typing the keyword over and over again, they'll still only be eligible to win once. Another thing to note is that if you are going live to a Facebook group or another platform that requires users to authenticate, they will have to give permission in order for them to be eligible to win in the draw. So let's go ahead and show an example of what the animation looks like. So you'll go ahead, again, once you've given enough time, and click draw. And again, make sure you're screen sharing so that your audience can see who the winner is. So go ahead and click draw. You can see here that the animation is randomly cycling through those different names, and will ultimately choose a winner. You also have the option to, there you see, so Dana Bentz is the winner. If this is a real giveaway, what I would do is reach out to her to get her information and send out that book or course or microphone, whatever I chose for the giveaway prize. And I'd be able to run this again if I wanted to. And you can see here, this is actually using my brand color. So whatever brand color you use, that's what will be used during the giveaway. This has been requested for a super long time. Dan and I have been running this during our own live streams, and it's always a popular question what we're using. So we're super excited to actually make it available to you guys. I can't wait to see you start using it. Let us know what you think. Thanks so much. Cool. So hopefully that gives you guys a bit of an idea of how it works. We'll do it at the end of this stream as well, so you can get a sense of what it looks like from the viewer perspective. But it sounds like most of you are big fans of it, which is super cool to hear. So that's awesome. Luke says, 3 ideas / requests tonight. Is it possible to add a loop feature to uploaded videos for stingers, stinger loops, etc.? Time remaining on desktop shared videos, and a few simple transition effects. So definitely want to make it more clear for particular video clips and those types of clips for both the host and the guest, because I know sometimes the guest is anticipating, when is this thing going to end? And they might want to prepare and make sure they're smiling after the video is over. So we would like to address that. Potentially on the loops, I'd be curious, Luke, what kind of stuff you're doing for the loop. Is it just like maybe you're taking a break during the live stream and you just want the video to loop over and over? I'd be curious to know how you're using that. In transitions, we're open to that. Appreciate the suggestions.
Yeah, for transitions, I'm always curious. Just any more detail you can provide is useful. So, like, what do you want the transitions to look like? Are you talking transitions between layouts? Is it transitions with the video overlays itself? Any info you can provide there is always helpful.
Jim used the giveaway tool tonight on Ohio Ram. Worked right. Awesome, Jim. Thanks.
Cool.
Chris says, today marks 1 year since our church purchased StreamYard, and it's been a blessing to share our worship services this way. That's awesome, Chris. Thanks so much for sharing that. Cool. Looks like lots of people have been using the giveaway tool. That's awesome. Let's see, what else do we have here? Hey, Frederick, nice to see you as well. I bet says, is it possible to have these episodes with Spanish subtitles? I'll have to look into that. I bet I was under the impression that on YouTube we had it where you could play it back in Spanish, but I'll have to double check. I'm not actually. You know about that, Dan?
I thought so, at least for the playback. I'm not sure live. I would guess so. I guess LinkedIn's just English.
On YouTube,
I think we should have captions on them. Yeah,
it might just be on YouTube, but we'll check on that. I bet. I'm not 100% sure. Eric says, feature request for the giveaway. Winner can be presented a form to gather their details and sent to the streamer's email. That's a cool suggestion, Eric. I'd be somewhat worried about like multiple people entering the form, but yeah, definitely would be good to make it easier for those that want to get their info.
Yeah, would love to help there any way we can. It is a tricky one because the viewer's often on a social platform, not on StreamYard or something where we'd already have their information. That does make it a bit tricky for us. But yeah, would love to help. I know that's definitely a pain point.
Jamel says, we've been using the giveaway tool, but some people haven't seen their names during the draw. Why might this be so? So not every single person, it's random, right? It cycles through the names randomly. So depending on how many viewers you have, Jamel, like say, for example, if you have 1,000, it's not going to show 1,000 pictures and names. It'll just randomly cycle through people. If you have less and you just mean that some people aren't eligible for the draw that you think should be, if you're going to a group or LinkedIn and that person hasn't, on LinkedIn there's a privacy setting for them to show their name. If they haven't enabled that, they won't be eligible. And in a Facebook group, they would have to authenticate to have their name shown as well. So that could be it as well. But likely thing is that they just didn't happen to be selected during the draw process.
Yeah.
Let's see what else we have here.
I guess it's also possible too the match text. Maybe they didn't type it in correctly, or if you have no match text, then they should definitely match, but could be related to that.
Luke says loop, so there's an option to have a 10-second loop video with logo continuously repeating until you click it off. More for events when there's a break on the stage. Thanks for the clarification there, Luke. One option you do have for that is you could, it's not as easy, but you could just upload a GIF, and that would be one way to just loop through a logo.
Yep.
Crystal says, hashtag ask StreamYard, is there a way to share screen via mobile? So if you mean, Crystal, streaming from a desktop and bringing the mobile device in and sharing it from your desktop, yes, there's a few different options there. The easiest one is if you are on a Mac to just use QuickTime and plug in the phone, and then in the QuickTime player, share the QuickTime player. If you aren't using a Mac, there's other softwares out there like Reflector 3 and things like that allow you to do that. If you're streaming from the phone itself and you need screen sharing, we do not have a feature for that at this time.
Yep.
Dave says, any info on the timing to release the team's feature? We do not have a specific date, Dave, but it is early summer, so coming relatively soon. Don says, giveaway tool is awesome and very useful. We previously used another solution, but we had to type in the names. Very time consuming. Thank you for the tool. Of course, glad it's useful for you, Don.
Awesome. That would be time consuming.
All right, we had a few other. Oh, sorry. Go ahead. We had a couple other questions here. So one of them was co-hosts. So this question comes up a lot about you guys want co-hosts, but we wanted to check in with you as far as the types of abilities you'd like your co-host to have. So those of you that are doing this already probably have a better idea. For those of you that are account sharing, what all do you want the co-host to do? Is it I assume some of the things are like showing banners on screen, showing comments, probably removing and adding guests. Do you want them to be able to actually end the broadcast? Do you want them to be able to actually start the broadcast? What level of how much ability do you want a co-host to have? We'd be curious to know.
Yeah, what things do you definitely want them to be able to do, and what things do you definitely not want them to be able to do?
Just let us know. Human City Junction says, is the giveaway tool available now? How do we access it? It is available now. You just go to StreamYard.com/giveaway, Human City, and you can use it right now. John says, for co-hosts, starting and ending it. Good to know.
Is that a yes or a no?
I assume a yes, but maybe I shouldn't assume.
Like want the ability to start and end.
Nidal says, I would love if the going live button is in a different place rather than the upper right corner, and if there's a click to sign out after the live stream.
Interesting. I'd be curious why you want to sign out afterwards. Are you on like someone else's computer or something?
Let's see here. Andrew says, any future plans to be able to crossfade between two cameras? It's definitely a common request. I've seen it a couple other times during the stream for animations with overlays and transitions and things like that. It's certainly something we're open to. Do not have any specific outlines of what it would look like or dates for you, but it's certainly something we're open to. Barb says, hey, Barb, hope you're doing well. I want to control what they do. Each case is different. That's good to know. So more granularity as far as just choosing each individual ability.
Cool.
Nicholas says, have the technical issues streaming to Facebook been resolved? And why does this view episode on Facebook take us to new place in Facebook now? So I assume, Nicholas, on the first part of that, so I do have a banner for it. So there was a issue with specifically Facebook groups. So a certain percentage, a pretty significant percentage of streams going to Facebook groups were cutting off for particular users, which obviously is not good. Unfortunately, it was something on Facebook's end. They've resolved it, so it's fully fixed now. We did put an alert up on the site and our best to do workarounds and things like that, but there was sort of a limited amount of things that we could do. But it is fully fixed now, and obviously an email went out as well. So if you were affected, you should have received an email about the details. But yeah, fully resolved. And I think there was the view on Facebook question, Nicholas. that has slightly changed as far as how Facebook deals with the. Do you want to speak to that one, Dan?
Yeah. So in the past, and I'm guessing this is what you're referring to, in the past, maybe 4 or 5 months ago, roughly, the way that Facebook's scheduling used to work is you would create a post, or there'd be basically a single post on Facebook. So you'd schedule a live stream, there'd be a post, and if you sent somebody to that post, when it went live, it would auto transition to the live stream. Now there's kind of 2 separate posts on Facebook. So when you schedule a live stream, you get basically a post and then kind of the stream, which is actually separate. Like they're separate in separate links, separate everything. And it's kind of unfortunate. Now Facebook is working on it because right now it's not amazing. You send the person to this post, and then when you go live, it won't automatically transition to live. They'll have to actually refresh the page. But Facebook's well aware of this and planning to fix it fairly soon. So it should be closer to what it was earlier, but actually slightly different. It'll be sort of like a third variation that should hopefully work quite well.
Luke says, would be cool to have a private co-host chat, separate to guest chat, to privately resolve issues, etc. Yeah, agreed, Luke. That definitely comes up, especially if you want to just, if someone, say someone has something in their teeth or something, you want to privately send them a message. It's definitely something we're aware of, and we'd like to come up with a nice, elegant way to do that. So thanks for the suggestion. Thank you guys for the feedback on co-hosting. Dave says, for co-hosts, it would be great to have a menu of features/permissions and click on those we want per person. So yeah, it sounds like similar to Barb. You want full granularity there. Good to know. John says, starting and ending and highlighting the comments. Awesome. John says, I would like to be able to remove guests from the studio completely. So you can actually do this, John, if you... there's the tiles at the bottom in the StreamYard studio that you're probably familiar with, and there's 3 dots. On those 3 dots, there's actually an option to... there's one called Kick from Studio, and one actually called Ban from Studio if you have authentication turned on. So you do have some options there, so check that out.
Yep.
A lot of people are actually probably not familiar with that feature. So if you guys don't know what I'm talking about, we do. Most people, I don't think, have it enabled, since most people vet their guests before inviting them on. But we do actually have the option to turn on authentication. And what that does is it requires any guest that joins your invite link to log in with Facebook or YouTube. So this basically allows you, for people that sort of share the invite link in a more public setting, to track who's joining your stream and ban them completely if you never want them to be able to join from that. Obviously, they could create another account, but you can continue sort of tracking who's actually joining the studio.
Yep.
Human City says a few different login levels would be great, but at this point, just someone without access to setting up and starting/stopping, but they could do everything else. Good to know.
Got it.
Michael requesting pinned comments. Definitely noted, Michael. It's on our list. Human City says, can we get Dan some furniture or decorations for his office? We're gonna add a new plant soon, so we'll probably upgrade some.
Bit of a minimalist, aren't I?
John says, I used to see Kick from Studio, but I haven't seen it in 3 weeks. So that's strange, John. I'd reach out to support. It definitely should be there unless you're logging in as a guest or something like that to someone else's stream.
Yeah, it should show up just as soon as you have a guest. As long as you're a host, when a guest joins, you should be able to click the 3 dots on their video at the bottom, and that should have it. You won't have it on your own video, though. That's where you're just looking to check.
Nicholas says, do you know how many people successfully posted a Vita in the challenge? For people that know, that is hopefully I'm pronouncing it correctly. I don't actually know if I am pronouncing it correctly, but I know what it stands for, which is video every day in April. So Julie was running that in the Facebook group. So thank you all for participating. I got to actually check in with Julie on how many people participated. I know that she's going to give some stuff away for the people that actually made it through the whole month. So if you did participate, stay tuned for that. But I don't know, Nicholas. I got to check. I think it was I was following the post. I think it was at least a few hundred or so, maybe higher. But I got to check in with Julie. But I actually had that brings me to that banner. I had a question for that. Curious how many of you actually participated in the challenge, what you thought of it, and if there's other ones you'd like to see in the future, what kind of stuff you'd like to see there. We'll likely do those in the Facebook group. So if you're not part of that, be sure to check that out. If you just type in StreamYard Community on Facebook, you should be able to find that. There was also the question mentioned about the Facebook View On link, which also reminded me of this banner that we had. We're curious if there's anything, most of these streams we talk pretty specifically about StreamYard, but the platforms themselves, like Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, I'm sure I'm forgetting one of them. All the platforms that we integrate are also adding things and iterating, and we work pretty closely with some of them. So we're just curious to get your guys' feedback on things you'd like to see different from the platforms themselves, as far as like things like polling or more caption options or things like that. Would be good to know, because we do work with them in some capacity and can maybe let them know some of those things. So do let us know if anything that you'd like to see from those platforms.
Cool. Yeah. So for example, like when we're chatting with Facebook, anything you'd like us to talk to them about, or anything you just love to see them add, same with LinkedIn. When we're talking with them, anything you'd love to see LinkedIn add, let us know.
Let's see here. Ministerio says looking for an option to drag and organize the overlays and video clips. So that is actually coming very, very soon, Ministerio. So yeah, be on the lookout for that. It will allow you to rearrange the overlays and the video clips. Anna says, can you please read my comment? You keep reading the same person's comment. There are a lot of comments, Anna, so if you could just comment it again. I probably just missed it. Apologize for that.
Yeah, we're live on 4 platforms, so we definitely get quite a few in total.
Arab Immigrant says, I hope one day to see the ticker line is moving left to right. Yes, we definitely at some point would like to, some languages, obviously it makes more sense for it to go in the opposite direction. Don't have that yet, but we want to, that's another thing that's coming relatively soon, is better support for different languages inside of the app. That's not going to be part of the first version of that, but we would definitely like to support it in the future. CDE says, we set a guest as solo, but if a new guest is added, the first guest loses the solo. Why? Any thoughts on that one?
Good question. Yeah, so we explored making it work like that, because I definitely get for more advanced use cases, there's definitely a need for that. But we're always trying to balance between advanced use cases and just making sure that it works. It's easy to use, it's never confusing. And that was one of those things where if it doesn't do that, for some of the users that aren't super familiar with layouts, it can be very confusing. Like you click to add someone and they don't appear anywhere, and you just assume it's not working or you broke something. That's why. It's just our balance between making sure the product's easy to use. I do get that specific one can be a problem, but that's why it does it like that. And we have thought about maybe having some kind of option to control that, or just make it easier to keep it in full screen when you do add somebody else. But that's the reason why. It's for a lot of people, it's a jarring experience, and it can be confusing.
Chlorine says, question, it would be so nice to be able to redo my record-only videos without having to leave the studio and start over. Is this possible? At this time, no, Chlorine, but I do the same thing when I'm doing my own recordings, so it's something we'd like to make a bit easier for sure. When you're specifically doing a record-only broadcast, being able to sort of pause and restart. But right now the answer is it's not available. Daniel says, did you say we can have a co-host during a show? No, I was just asking Daniel. The co-hosting comes up a lot as a feature request. We're just curious what level of permissions you would want co-hosts to have, like what types of abilities you'd want them to be able to do, and potentially more importantly, not do.
Yep.
Let's see here. Randy says, RE challenges, is there public leaderboard? Maybe I missed something there. But yeah, maybe we should have a leaderboard for different challenges in the future. That would be cool.
That would be cool.
Barb says, I think Vita should be monthly and an annual finale featuring the monthly winners. That's a cool idea. Should we go ahead? We've got a lot of other topics tonight, but we're running close out of time. Should we go ahead and do the giveaway for tonight, Dan?
We haven't even explained the rules yet. We've already got 60 entries.
Nice. So tonight we will give away a plush duck and a pillow. You can see the pillow in Dan's background, and I'll show a picture of what the duck looks like. That's the plush duck, and the pillow's in the background. And we're using the actual giveaway tool, so this will actually give you a sense too of what it will look like for your viewers. So Dan's obviously screen sharing the giveaway tool. If you type in hashtag the yard, you'll be eligible to win those prizes.
I love that picture of the dock, the plush dock.
Yeah, it's a good shot. Nicholas says, do you know why some people are never approved to stream to LinkedIn? I don't know specifically, Nicholas, but I know sometimes, I know many people have gotten approved after a few applications where, they were denied the first time, but then they started, posting more on LinkedIn and doing different types of content and then were eventually approved. So I wouldn't say that, if you think you're never going to get approved, maybe just try applying again after, doing more content on LinkedIn. I don't think you'll necessarily never get approved.
Yep.
Let's see here. Albert says, does StreamYard have a recommended checklist for new users that can be shared in the Facebook group? We have a guest instructions page that we link to in the studio. It's not technically a checklist, but it does have some items for specifically for guests. And then we also have the tutorial video on YouTube. But maybe we should have a more specific checklist directly for the group. So that's a good suggestion, Albert.
Yeah, I would say the YouTube video we have, the main tutorial, is probably the number one thing for that right now. But yeah, it's a good one. Shall we do it? I was really hoping we were going to hit 100, but we're stuck right on 99.
Yeah, right on 99. Yeah, let's go ahead.
Oh, there we go.
There we go.
Thank you, whoever that last one was. All right, let's do this. Good luck, everyone.
Ike, congratulations! Thanks so much for tuning in tonight. Dana will reach out to you on Facebook to get your info, and you will receive a StreamYard plush dock and a pillow. Congratulations!
Whew. Congrats! Always exciting.
Let's see if we have time for any final questions here. Some suggestions on getting approved for LinkedIn. Thank you guys for that. LinkedIn itself also, if you just go to if you just type in LinkedIn Live and go to LinkedIn's website, they've got some PDFs and slide decks that go through sort of application process and what they're looking for. Let's see if we have any final questions. Rue Revel says, are there any visual templates for overlays? We do have one. We need to it's very, very old. I think it's from a year ago. I made a brief template, or not brief. I made a simple template in Figma. And if you go to our YouTube channel, one of the older tutorial videos, you can find it. That's basically just let me see if I have it. This overlay here. It's just the template of this is in Figma, and you can sort of adjust it with your own logo and text and whatnot. So there's that one. So you can use that one. I'm sure people have made nicer ones, but if you, that's one that I can offer to you right now. We should make more. I know it's a very popular request is better templates for overlays and things like that. Stuff like Canva is also a good resource. I don't know if they specifically have overlay templates, but they might have a decent selection there. All right, looks like we're out of time here. This was episode 121 of the StreamYard Live Town Hall. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with us tonight. We'll see you next week at the same time.
See you next week, everyone.